Good evening, class. Sa mga hindi pa nakakakilala sa akin, ako si Manuel H. Uyami Jr. and I'll be your teacher for Fundamentals of Accounting. So sa mga klase ko noon sa BSBA 1, nahawakan ko din sila sa Principles of Management, so kilala nila ako. Pero may mga irregular students dito na hindi pa nakakakilala sa akin. So anyway, this would be my first lecture on our subject. So chapter 1, Introduction to Accounting. So Introduction to Accounting. At the end of this chapter, you students must be able to explain the purpose, the nature, functions, scope, objectives of accounting. You must be able also to identify the users of accounting information and state the importance to them. And at the end, you must discuss why is there a need of accounting in business. So first, let's define what is accounting. So depending on the uh, authoritative body, accounting could be defined in three ways. So from the Accounting Standards Council, accounting is defined as a service activity which function is to provide quantitative information, primarily financial in nature, about economic entities that is intended to be useful in making economic decisions. So sa definition ng ASC, hina-highlight niya dito that accounting or financial statements provided by accounting are being used in making economic decisions. So, sino yung mga gumagamit ng financial statements na to? So, we will later on discuss kung sino-sino sila. So, but that would include, of course, the owner of the business. Bakit kailangan niya ng accounting? So, syempre, para makita niya kung kumikita ang business niya or nalulugi na ba, magkano na bang utang natin. Kailangan ba nating bayaran yung mga utang natin ngayon or pwede nating i-defer for next year? So, ang dito sa definition, accounting was defined as a service activity. So, ang role niya to render service. What kind of service is that? It is to provide financial statements to these economic users na gagamitin nila yung financial reports in making economic decisions. This report, sabi na dito, quantitative information. So numbers po yan, but primarily it is financial in nature. So expressed in peso for us here in the Philippines. Next definition is from the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants or AICPA. So accounting for them, they define it as an art of recording, classifying, and summarizing in a significant manner in terms of money, transactions, and events which are in part at least of financial character and interpreting the results thereof. Sa definition na 'to ng AICPA, bakit niya tinawag na art ang accounting? Art siya because it would allow you to apply your practical knowledge, your experience, your skills, guided by the accounting principles and accounting rules in preparing financial statements. So may sinusunod po kasi tayo na system in preparing the financial statements. It would require your critical thinking skills, your creative skills in following the set of rules, the set of principles in preparing financial statements. So nahati-hati po siya into the recording part. So physical recording po. Kung meron tayong uh, accounting records, o di sulat natin. Kung meron tayong accounting system, ilagay natin sa accounting system. After recording them, we classify and then we summarize them. Paano natin sinasummarize? Through the financial statements. Yung labas na financial statements or financial reports, yun na mismo yung summarizing phase of accounting. Ano ba ang sinasummarize natin or rine-record natin? These are transactions, so business transactions and business events na may katumbas po na financial character. So for example, anong business event ang meron tayo? O nagbenta tayo, magkano ang pinagbentahan natin? So yun yung ang business transaction is sale, the financial character is how much yung pinagbentahan. So that is the second definition of accounting. The third definition of accounting is a process. From the American Accounting Association or AAA, accounting was defined as a process of identifying, measuring, and communicating economic information to permit informed judgments and decisions by users of information. So sinasabi dito na sa accounting may pinagdadaanan po siya na proseso. Una, kailangan mong i-identify kung ano-ano yung mga ire-record mo. You measure them in terms of money or in terms of financial character, and you communicate this information. Paano natin i-communicate? Through the financial reports or financial statements that we would be preparing kanino sa mga users of information para anong gagawin nila so that these would be used as their guide in making informed judgments and decisions about our business. So these are the three definition of accounting. So lahat yan, tama ang definition niya. But for us, in learning accounting, i-emphasize natin yung process. Kasi merong step-by-step procedure at yun yung aaralin natin step-by-step in learning accounting and in learning the preparation of financial statements. Next, so the purpose of accounting. So naulit, the purpose of accounting is to provide information. So both qualitative and quantitative information, when we say qualitative in words, quantitative in numbers, those information we provide it through accounting, but primarily the information that we are providing is quantitative in nature that are useful in making economic decisions regarding our entity or business entity. The objectives of accounting is to provide financial information about the reporting entity's assets, liabilities, equity, income, and expenses. So, yung ALEIE or ginagawa nilang alore, later natin aralin yon. So, yan yung mga tinatawag natin na accounting elements. So, accounting elements na makita natin sa financial report or financial statements. So, about that entity that is useful to users of financial statements in assessing the prospects for future net cash inflows to the reporting entity and in assessing management's stewardship of the entity's economic resources. So, ginagamit daw yung FS to project kung future net cash inflows, magkano kaya ang kikitain ng business natin or magkano ang mga papasok na pera sa business natin. So in the future, magkano ang papasok to our business entity, and also we use the financial statements to assess or to evaluate kung paano inaalagaan ng management yung resources na binigay natin sa business. For example, nag-invest tayo sa isang business, nagbigay tayo ng capital, tapos titingnan mo sa report kung kumikita ka ba or hindi. So you use the financial report to assess kung paano inaalagaan ng management yung pera or yung capital na binigay natin sa business. So these are the objectives of accounting. The scope of accounting. So, accounting touches all aspects of economic activities, whether profit man siya or non-profit businesses, including government and personal finances. So, ang naisip kasi natin, when we say accounting, kinoconnect agad natin siya sa business. Yes, lahat ng business, merong accounting. Kasi hindi sila makaka-survive without accounting, without checking kung kumikita ba sila or hindi. But hindi lang businesses ang gumagamit ng accounting. Because even non-profit businesses or non-profit entities are using accounting. For example, ang school natin, Ifugao State University, is it a profit business? Hindi naman to business. So, it's a government institution, an educational institution. So, pagmamayari ng government, di naman tayo kumikita para sa inyo na estudyante. Unless kapag private school kayo na kumikita sila. So, tayo, meron pa rin tayong accounting office. Even mga simbahan, may mga accounting din naman sila. uh, mga LGUs natin, local government units natin, may accounting reports din silang ginagawa. So accounting touches all aspects of life, whether we like it or not, whether you go there or here, or kung saan ka man, lupalop mapadpad, meron at merong accounting. Kaya nga, maswerte ka kung ikaw ay isang accountancy student or isang business student because you will be learning about accounting na pwede mong i-apply kahit saan. So the nature of accounting, it is a discipline, a service activity, an art and science, the language of business, the eyes of business. Isa-isahin natin yan. So accounting as a discipline. So when we say accounting or accountancy, it is a profession. So, may mga standards po, may mga professional standards, professional ethics na sinusunod po tayo. Like in any other fields of profession. For example, medicine, or law, or engineer, lahat yan, those are professions. So, accounting also is a profession. It is a discipline na may mga rules, may set of professional ethics na kailangang sundan ng mga lahat na nag-aaral nito at mas lalo yung mga nagpa-practice sa discipline na ito. So, ang accounting, may sinusunod pa tayong accounting standards, meron tayong generally accepted accounting principles, meron din tayong Philippine Financial Reporting Standards. So, marami tayong standards na sinusunod in the preparation of financial statements alone. So, kung nakita niyo yung pangalan ko kung makita niyo yung pangalan ko dito sa slide natin, may nakalagay doon na comma CPA. Ano 'yan? That is Certified Public Accountant. I belong to the accountancy profession because I already passed the board exam, and so I earned that profession. I am a CPA, a Certified Public Accountant. And as a CPA, I need to follow the accounting standards, rules, and procedures. I must abide with these principles because I belong to the accountancy profession. Next, as a service activity. Ito po yung nasa definition na naibigay po ng ASC. So, base dito, ang goal po ng accounting, it is to provide financial statements. And these financial statements gagamitin po ng mga economic users in making economic decisions about their investments sa ating business or about sa pera nila sa business na pinautang, or anything that connects to our business or to our economic entity. Also, it is an art. Why? Nasabi nga po kanina that we need to follow certain rules and regulations. We need critical thinking skills in preparing financial statements. Why is it also a science? Because it is a systematized body of knowledge. So, meron tayong set of principles na sinusunod. Hindi natin kailangan na tawag doon, lumabas doon sa hindi tayo dapat lumabas outside the accounting principles that we need to follow. And also, it is the language of business. Bakit siya language of business? So, for example, we have a business. Paano mo malalaman kung anong nangyayari doon sa business natin? Paano mo malalaman? It is only through accounting. So accounting, tinatawag na language of business because accounting quantifies business transactions, business events. It summarizes them into financial reports at itong financial reports ang gagamitin in making decisions about our business. Kaya po siya tinatawag na language of business. Ginagamit ang accounting uh, in making business planning, business budgeting, business decisions that would be very important for the survival of our business. So, ang business and accounting they goes hand in hand. So side by side, nagtutulungan po yung dalawa na yan, accounting and business. Kaya kayo na BSBA students, kailangan yung pag-aralan ang accounting para malaman nyo, magkaroon kayo ng idea on paano minemeasure ng accounting yung business transactions natin. And also, it is considered as the eyes of business. Why? Because through the financial statements that are being prepared, we could foresee what will happen in the future. So for example, kung kumikita tayo ngayon, how could we project the future? Kikita din kaya tayo or hindi? So we would look through our financial statements, past trends on our financial reports, kumusta tayo noon, kumusta tayo ngayon, kumusta kaya tayo in the future. So accounting is considered also an eye or mata ng business. And also, adequate accounting records would assist the owners in preparing for the future to avoid mistakes or to avoid making erroneous business decisions. So accounting would help them in uh, preparing for the future. And also, sa advanced part of accounting which is called, kung narinig nyo yung term na auditing or audited, chinecheck po natin yan. That is, accountants are sometimes detectives kasi hahanapan nila kung merong mali doon sa financial statements natin. So, parang mata na binabantayan kung ano ang nangyayari sa business natin. So, accounting. It is the language and also the eyes of business. Next, accounting as the language of business, andyan na pala. It tells about the business enterprise and its financial condition as well as the result of operations. So, kumbaga, chine-check up niya yung business natin. Kumusta na ang status, ang kondisyon ng business natin? Nabubuhay pa ba tayo? Marami ba tayong assets? Kaya ba nating bayaran ang ating mga liabilities? Magkano ang capital natin? Kailangan ko ba bang magdagdag ng aking investment? Financial condition yan. Ano naman ang result of operations? Kung kumikita ba tayo or nalulugi tayo? Ilan na ang income natin? Magkano ang expenses natin? Yun. And accounting provides information that users may use to render decisions on business plans and strategies on matters of money, goods, services, plant facility, factory capacity, and produce goods. So accounting, it would give us or guide us in making business strategies. Now, why is there a need of accounting in business? So much emphasis was already done that businesses or economic entities would not be able to survive without accounting. So, why is there a need of accounting in business? Because, una, they are being used as an aid to management. When we say aid, katulong or help, tinutulungan niya ang management. Paano? In making the accounting reports that we prepare in accounting are being used by the management in making economic decisions. Yung tamang decision para sa business, magagawa lang yan through the preparation of correct accounting reports. And also, It could be used as a reference point. Paano yan? Accounting as a reference point, connected po ito sa aid to management. So ginagamit ang accounting to help the business or to help the management in evaluating the overall performance of our entity. So we check what is happening in our business through the financial reports. And paano natin nagagawa ang financial reports? Through accounting. Also, it is used as a basis for tax assessment. So, ginagamit kasi natin ang accounting to compute kung magkano ang babayaran natin na tax sa gobyerno. And also, kung sakaling nakasuhan tayo or meron tayong case sa government, it could be tax case or hindi tayo nagfa-file ng uh, tamang government reports or nakasuhan tayo because of malpractice or anything, we could use the financial statements as an evidential matter. We could use it as an evidence to present sa court in case na merong litigation that the business is facing. And also, nabanggit kanina that accounting is used to evaluate management performance. Kasi ang management or ang managers natin, sila naman po ang nagpapatakbo ng business natin. Kung kumusta ang business, it is primarily the role of the management. So, kung kumikita tayo, we could attribute it to the good management of the business. Pero kung nalulugi tayo, check natin baka yung manager may ginagawang himala. So, these are the need of accounting in business. And also, uh, users of accounting information. Nabanggit kanina na ang accounting ginagamit po in making economic decisions. So we have two groups of economic users. We have the internal and external users. Isa lang ang bumubuo sa uh, internal users. Kasi ang internal users, they have direct access to the management of the business. So sila ang nagmamanage ng business natin and they have influence over the management of our business. So, sino sila? It is composed only of the management group that would include the owner of the business. In case of a partnership type of business, it is the partners, the owners still of the partnership. For corporations, you have the board of directors or BODs. You have also the CEOs or chief executive officers kasi sila ang directly na nagmamanage ng business natin. So internal users sila because they have direct access to the management of the business. So, how about external users? They do not own and or they do not manage and control the business entity. That's why they are classified as external users. At sino-sino tong mga external users? We have first investors. So, yung mga sa corporations, nag-i-invest ka ng pera mo, bumibili ka ng stocks nila or ng bonds nila, nagbibigay ka ng capital to their to their company. So, anong purpose mo? Bakit kailangan mo ng financial statements? Or bakit mo kailangan ng accounting information about that business entity? It is for you to assess their investments, their return of investments or ROI. Magkano kaya yung kikitain ko sa investment ko na to? 'Di ba? Magbibigay ka ng capital na gagamitin ng corporation. In return, magkano kaya ang dividends or return of your investment na matatanggap mo? Kasi kung palugi yung investment mo, anong gagawin mo? Pwede mong bawiin yung investment mo. Ibenta mo yung shares mo at ibigay mo na lang sa iba or ibenta mo na lang sa iba. I-withdraw mo yung investments mo. Pero kung kumikita ko, o didagdagan mo yung investments mo. So, those are economic decisions na sinong gumagawa? The investors. For employees, they use the financial reports to determine the employer's stability and profitability. Kaya ba ng business na sahuran tayo ng mga empleyado? Kaya niya bang magbigay ng retirement benefit natin kung sakaling hindi na tayo empleyado? Kaya bang masustain ng company yung profit na tinatamasa natin ngayon? Kasi what if ngayon, ah, employed pa tayo, but in the future, pwedeng ah, hindi na tayo ma-employ, pwedeng ma-reassign tayo, or mag-resign tayo, or ite-terminate nila yung employment contract natin kasi hindi na kumikita ang business. So, these are for the employees. Now, for lenders, ano ang lenders? Ito yung mga nagpapautang sa business, yung long-term na nagpapautang. So, ang mga lenders, ginagamit nila ang accounting information para matukoy kung yung utang na inutang ng business sa kanila ay mababayaran, including the interest na naka-attach doon sa utang nila sa atin. So, i-check mo kung may pera pa ba sila pambayad sa utang natin, or may assets ba sila? Enough ba ang assets nila to pay their liabilities to us? So, lenders po ang gumagamit ng accounting information sa ganong pamamaraan. Also, for suppliers and other trade creditors, so ang mga suppliers, sila yung nagsusupply sa needs ng company natin, and other trade creditors, usually nagpapautang sila, pero short term lang. So let's say 1 year or less, papautang sila. Ang lenders kasi more than a year ang term ng pinapautang nila sa company natin. So, they are interested sa accounting information of our business to determine the continuity of the business, kung magpapatuloy pa yung business natin, and whether the debts owed to them will be paid when due. Kung kayang bayaran ng business yung utang nila sa atin when it falls due. Kung kailan na nilang magbayad, mababayaran kaya tayo? So, yun ang tanong for suppliers and other trade creditors. Also, external users would include customers. So, tayo, we are mere customers of many businesses. Dito mismo sa Lagaw, madami. Or sa locality nyo, sa mga stores, or sa sentro nyo, pinagkukuhanan nyo ng supplies nyo. Bakit tayo interested sa accounting information nila? So, it would be to assess the latters or the business continuity in ensuring the availability of our supplies. So, what if nagsarado ang dito sa Lagawi, Lagawi Trading? What if nagsarado? Doon tayo palaging bumibili. So, curious din tayo sa accounting information na uh, binibigay ng company so that we would know kung kanino tayo magdedepende sa supplies na kailangan natin as a customer. For government and its agencies, so it could be for statistics purposes, magkano kaya ang kinikita ng mga businesses ngayon? Ngayong pandemic, kumikita pa kaya sila? For BIR or Bureau of Internal Revenue, it is used to assess kung magkano ang tax na babayaran natin. For regulatory policies, so nagko-comply ba ang business natin sa policies or business policies na pinapatupad ng gobyerno or hindi? We could use the accounting reports in making those judgments. And for the public, tayo, lahat-lahat, we may assist the people by providing, or the accounting information may assist the people by providing information about business trends and recent developments. So, they could be updated about kumusta kaya ang business entities ng mga dito sa atin, or kumusta ang ating economy, na may effect ba ang mga businesses natin sa ating economy. So, these are economic decisions that users would make because or through the accounting information provided by the business entity. Next, the history of accounting. We move on to the history of accounting. So, kailangan nating balikan kung saan nagsimula ang accounting so that we could appreciate kung paano nag-evolve ang accounting. So, noong 3600 BC, before the era of Christ, 3600 before Christ, meron na po, or meron ng mga nag-umpisang simple accounting noon. So, nagsimula siya sa repetitive nature of business transactions na paulit-ulit yung mga nangyayaring business transactions na napilitan yung mga traders or napilitan yung mga tao noon na mag-record. So, the earliest known na magkaroon ng accounting records is from these different cradles of civilization from Mesopotamia or modern Iraq, also in China, in Indo to Central and South America. So doon umusbong ang mga civilization because of the presence of the rivers. So for example, in Iraq, ang Mesopotamia kasi is now modern Iraq. So, andun yung Euphrates River. In China, andun yung river din nila. Sa South America, you could have also the Amazon River. So, usually, nagsisettle ang mga tao doon sa kung saan fertile ang land. At usually, kung asan ang river, malapit ang tubig, o doon sila nagsisettle. So these cradles of civilization, as they continue on living and nagkaroon ng barter, trade, exchange, so nagsimula ang accounting. The repetitive nature of business transactions, sinimulan niya ang accounting, and the oldest known evidence of accounting is from Mesopotamia or in modern Iraq na meron doon clay tablets. So, clay siya, pero may mga nakasulat-sulat doon na kung titingnan mo sila, it deals with commercial transactions or business transactions including accounts receivables or magkano yung sisingilin natin sa isang tao or sa mga customers natin. Also, account payables, magkano yung babayaran natin ng mga utang ng business natin. So, amazing. Doon nag-start ang accounting natin. So, yun ang oldest known evidence of accounting sa cradle of civilization natin. At nagkaroon ng double entry system. So, ang double entry system it is based on the dual aspect method of accounting which says that in every business transaction, there is always a debit and a credit. So, on the left side, merong debit. On the right side, a credit. So, kung naririnig nyo yung term na yan, so, dyan po yung double entry system na sa bawat business transaction, merong dapat debit, meron ding credit. Wala tayong kupit, walang ganon. Debit, credit lang. So, nag-evolve ang double entry, nag-start siya sa ang earliest na nalaman or according to histories in Montauban, France. So Montauban kano ni Freris Bonis no nakita doon yung accuracy in the recording of using debit and credit in 1339. So and from the 13th century, 14th, 15th century na develop ang double entry bookkeeping natin or double entry system natin. So, meron din tayong tinatawag na Florentine approach or Venetian approach. In 14th century, yung inventor of the double entry system na ang pangalan Amatino Manussi. So, Amatino, tapos Manusci, Manussi. So, France po siya. So, in Florence, wait. Ang Florence pala kasi is from Italy. So, he's an Italian, Amatino Manussi. So, sa Florence, Italy, nagkaroon ng Florentine approach. So, sa Florentine approach, yun na po yung journal entries na ginagamit natin ngayon na naipapakita doon yung debit, credit. Pero sa debit niya merong account, sa credit niya meron ding separate account. So for example, debit cash, credit accounts receivable. That is the Florentine approach na inintroduce ni Amatino Manussi, the inventor of the double entry system sa kanyang partnership sa Florence in Italy. Meron ding Venetian approach na ginagamit din natin sa modern accounting. So,
using the T accounts or the ledger posting of double entry system, meron yung Venetian approach. Isesend ko na lang later sa FB group natin kung ano yung itsura ng mga yan. So, si sa Venetian approach, inintroduce po ito ni Andrea Bargarigo. Andrea Bargarigo. So, siya, introduce niya yung Venetian approach na until now, ginagamit natin, na meron pa ring debit at merong credit. Magkaiba lang sila ng presentation ng Florentine approach and Venetian approach. Pero, uh, ang double entry system, mas sumikat kasi siya because of the book of a certain man named Luca Pacioli. Sino si Luca Pacioli? So si Luca Pacioli, he is the father of modern accounting. Tinatawag po siyang father of modern accounting because even though he was not the inventor of the double entry system, siya naman ang nagpalaganap. Inexplain niya yung double entry system through his book entitled Summa de Arithmetica, the first book that was published with the information or containing a detailed chapter about double entry system na until now or hanggang ngayon ginagamit natin sa modern accounting. Kaya si Luca Pacioli, he was called the father of modern accounting. And after na na-publish yung book niya, ginagamit na karamihan ng mga businesses ang double entry system. And doon sa book niya, sa Summa de Arithmetica, may three important books of record or accounting books na in-specify niya. You have the memorandum book, that is a book for all information about the transaction. So, nire-record doon sa memorandum book. And doon sa journal book, the book for original entry. So, isusulat mo lahat ng information about a business transaction sa memorandum book. Sa journal book, magre-record ka ng journal entry. So, on sa journal book. At tinatawag siya na book of original entry kasi initially, doon ka magre-record ng debit and credit. After doon, ire-record mo ulit siya sa ledger book, the book for final entry. Bakit siya final entry? Because doon ang basis mo in preparing financial statements. Kung magkano yung amount or balance of an account in the ledger book, yun ang ilalagay mo sa financial statement. Kaya tinawag po siya na book for the final entry. So, si Luca Pacioli, magaling siya. Kasi he is an Italian monk. So, monghe siya. Pero, na-explain niya kung paano ang accounting na until now ginagamit natin. Kaya he is oftentimes called the father of modern accounting. And still doon pa tayo sa evolvement of the double entry system. So, sa history of accounting, andun development of three or primary basis or primary valuation methods of uh, accounting. So, we have three names here. We have Jacques Savary, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Eugene Smolenbach. So si Jacques Savary, he is the chief architect of the Commercial Code of France in 1673, which generally uses historical cost as the basis of valuation. Anong historical cost na yan? Kung magkano mo daw binili yung certain na asset or certain na pagmamay-ari ng business noon, kung magkano mo siya binili noon, yun ang halaga niya hanggang ngayon. So that is historical cost of basis of valuation. You adjust the cost, uh, um, i-adjust mo lang yung cost niya uh, because of depreciation. Let's say, bumababa ang halaga niya dahil nasisira na siya. Dahil sa ginagamit natin sa business, nasisira na siya. So, mababawasan yung halaga niya, but its original price would not be altered. So, ang historical cost niya, yun pa rin ang cost niya. Babawasan lang natin because of the wear and tear of the business asset. Now, si Napoleon Bonaparte naman, kilala nyo naman siya. So, meron din siyang Code de Commerce or Code of Commerce, which said that assets must be carried at their market value on the day of inventory. So, kahit binili mo siya noon, pero kung i-account mo siya ngayon, magkano mo siya i-record? Eh di yung market value niya. Ibig sabihin, yung halaga niya sa market between a seller and a buyer ngayon, doon mo siya i-record. That is according to Napoleon Bonaparte or Bonaparte. Si Eugene Smalenbach naman, he utilized price level accounting as the basis of valuation. The financial statements are restated in terms of general purchasing power using the general price index. 'Di ba? Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na inflation. Tumataas ang halaga ng mga bilihin or ng mga pagmamay-ari natin throughout time dahil tumatagal or lumilipas ang time. So, tumataas or bumababa ang halaga ng ah, mga pagmamay-ari natin. So, si Eugene Smalenbach, if we would value yung asset natin ngayon, i-consider natin kung gaano bumaba or gaano tumaas ang halaga ng peso currency natin or kung paano bumaba or tumaas ang ating nominal currency sa kung saan tayo lugar nakalagay. So kung sa Amerika kayo, di of course in dollars. Kung sa atin, in peso. So to illustrate that, check natin yung example. So, may example dito. Assume that a company purchased a portion of land in year 2017 for 100,000. Remember, binili po siya in 2017, 100,000. Ngayon, or in 2020, an independent appraiser valued the land for a market value of 250,000. The price index from 2017 to 2020 is 3.0, and the financial statements, the land will be valued as follows. Kung susundin natin si Jack Savary, we still value the land at its historical cost of 100,000. Magkano mo binili siya noon? Yun ang halaga niya ngayon. That is Jack Savary. Pero kung ikaw si Bonaparte, you would market or you will value that land based on its market value. Ngayong 2020, magkano ang halaga niya? 250,000. Kasi noon, 100. O di ngayon, 250,000. Now, kung susundin mo yung proposal ni Ishmalenbach, so ang ginagamit niya is price level accounting na sa inflation, tumaas or bumaba ang halaga ng peso natin 3 times. So in this case, yung 100 noon, ang halaga niya ngayon 300 because 100,000 multiplied by 3.0, 300,000. That is price level accounting using Ishmalenbach method. So, depende sa kung anong gagamitin natin. Pero tayo, ang ginagamit natin modern accounting, we use both, lahat po yan. Pero generally, we use the historical cost method of accounting by Jacques Savary. Sana may naintindihan kayo sa discussion ko. Now, balik tayo doon sa history of accounting kasi meron pang industrial revolution. Ano ba yung industrial revolution na yan? Anong nangyari? Nagsimula yan sa noong 18th to 19th century from Europe, tapos lumaganap sa US, lumaganap sa Asia, na dyan nagkaroon ng major changes in agriculture, in manufacturing and transportation. So, biglang nag-hype or na-develop ang processes natin, ang businesses natin because of the presence of machines. or all metal, machine tools, mass production, lahat sabay-sabay na ginagawa. Steam-powered ships, railways, lahat yan. In the 18th and 19th century na nagkaroon ng uh, waves of development in different parts of the world. So dahil diyan, nagkaroon din ng uh, development sa accounting. So nagkaroon ng depreciation, idea of depreciation na dahil paulit-ulit natin ginagamit yung machine, bumababa ang kanyang efficiency. Therefore, dapat bawasan natin yung halaga ng equipment natin na yun or machine na yun. So, depreciation. Allocation of overhead, also inventory accounting. So, dahil ang dami-daming nagagawa, paano mo bibilangin yung ibebenta natin? So, andun yung inventory accounting. How do we account for the value ng binebenta natin? So, lahat yan nagsimula sa Industrial Revolution. Nagkaroon din ng uh, accounting for sole proprietorship, partnership, share companies, or corporations. So, uh, ang aaralin kasi natin sa fundamentals of accounting would be uh, accounting for service business. So, nung Industrial Revolution, syempre nagkaroon ng manufacturing, ng merchandising, nagkaroon na rin ng partnership corporations. So, medyo advanced ang mga yan. So, kailangan na yung accounting ma-develop din to account for those different developments in businesses. Nangyari ang mga yan during the Industrial Revolution. Next is the arrival of income taxation. Kasi uh, in the US in 1861 or noon pa in China meron na silang tax in AD 10 after the death of Jesus Christ, 10 years after his death, merong tax doon. In 1798 meron na rin sa sa United Kingdom. Tapos sa US in 1861 nagkaroon ng tax. Sa atin, in the 1913, in the Philippines, 1913, nagkaroon tayo ng tax. So, ang pagdating ng tax is a major event in the history of accounting also. Why? Because ang mga lawyers noon, tinitingnan nila that tax documents or tax returns na fina-file natin sa ating government, those are legal documents. So, ang mga lawyers, sinasabi nila na sila dapat ang gagawa. They should have the exclusive right to prepare those tax reports because in the first place, it is a legal document. Pero, ang mga accountants, nagrereklamo sila. Kasi, ang mga nire-record doon sa tax returns, ang may malaking trabaho is the accountant or the accounting department. Sila ang magre-record kung magkano doon. Magko-compute, magkano ang kita natin, magkano ang gasto natin, magkano ang net income, magkano ang tax. So it is the accountant, it is the accountant who primarily accomplishing that report. So even though it is a legal report, ang nagtatrabaho is the accountants. So conflicts between taxation standards and accounting standards until now, meron pa rin ang mga yan. Pero as a certified public accountant, meron kaming separate na subject, taxation. And even you, business students, you would also have income taxation. Kami mismo sa aming board exam, merong separate subject, so taxation. And even sa law, yung mga lawyers, meron din silang subject na tax. Pero, again, ang nagpre-prepare, it is the accountants, magpipirma, the lawyers. At may differences ang tax standards, accounting standards na medyo mahirap. Now, nagkaroon din ng rise of the group of companies. Ano ang mga yan? Yan yung mga may mga malalaking businesses na, pero nagkakaroon sila ng partnership or nagme-merge sila into one. So, company A, company B, nagsama sila. Group of companies na sila. Ang laki-laki nila. So, nagkaroon ng idea of merger and consolidation. Ano ang merger? A merger is one when company takes over the operation of another business. So, ang merger, it is like A plus B is equal to either A or B. So, kung si company A at company B nagsama or they merge, nag-combine sila, ang pwedeng matira si company A or si company B lang. So, si company A, i-absorb niya si B or si B, i-absorb niya si A. So, that is merger. Next is consolidation. Consolidation, nag-mix sila at ang mag-survive, walang magsusurvive between either A or B. Magkakaroon ng panibago, which is C. So, consolidation, A plus B is equal to C, a new corporation or a new company. Unlike sa merger na either A or B would survive. Pag consolidation, both A and B would not survive, pero magkakaroon ng panibagong company. So, C, consolidation yun. So, merger on consolidation, it is a very difficult topic also. Ang accounting kailangang mag-evolve on how to account for those business combinations. So, advanced accounting actually yan. Sa amin, pinag-aaralan yan sa advanced financial accounting and reporting. Kasi medyo advanced na topic yan. And then last but not the least, internationalization of business markets. So, uso na ngayon ang globalization, internationalization, na may involve kayo into importation, into exportation, or we would be opening a new branch of our company outside the country. So, we are going global. So, nawawala ang mga traditional borders of companies of our countries. Nagkakaroon tayo ng international operations, expansions. So, how do we account for those? Magkakaiba tayo ng, what do you call that? Ng currency. Dito sa Pinas, Philippine Peso. Sa Japan, Yen. Sa Thailand, Baht. Sa Europe, Euro. Sa Amerika, dollars. So, paano natin i-account yan? Tayo, ang main branch or ang mother company sa Pinas, pero ang dami niyang companies or branches throughout the world. How do we account for those? So, still part siya ng advanced financial accounting, foreign transactions, or foreign currency transactions, also foreign operations. Lahat yan, part pa rin ng accounting yan. So, ang accounting, it is continually evolving sa mga pagbabago din sa businesses. Kailangan niyang i-account, kailangan niyang sundan ang evolvement ng business kasi nga magkasama ang business at accounting. Na yun ang problema din kasi ang accounting standards mismo, wala tayong universal or harmonious na financial standards. For example, sa US, iba ang accounting standards nila. Ang Philippines, iba ang accounting standards. So, mahirap pong pagsamahin ang mga yan. Paano kung may branch kayo sa Amerika? O di mas mahirap na i-account yan. Kaya mahirap ang trabaho ng isang accountant. Pero kung gusto mong mag-accounting, shift ka sa accounting. So, this is the history of accounting na at the end of my topic, you must be able to explain the purpose, nature, functions, scope, objectives of accounting, identify the users of accounting information, discuss the need of accounting in business. So kung makikinig ka or nakikinig ka man dito sa lecture ko, mamili ka sa isang objective na yan at sagutin mo siya sa comment section nitong video. I will give you plus point. Depende, mamili ka lang ng isa dyan sa objective, at yun ang sagutan mo sa comment section. May plus point ka sa akin. If you have any questions, reactions, or comments, suggestions, magsabi lang kayo sa i-upload ko na video na ito. This is just Lecture 1, Introduction to Accounting. Thank you.